All right, here we go. We got Fantasy Football Geniuses, Phil and Brian, giving you the knowledge every week. You want one of these trophies, you listen to these voices, you put it in that computer, and everything will be dandy. We're going to go position by position, sleepers and busts, and do a little draft strategy at the end. Running back sleepers, who are you liking?
Ryan Grant. Ryan Grant is going to assume the role as top running back for the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers are pretty good. So Ryan Grant, when you're going to get him, he's going to be a starting running back. You look at the starters, people are concerned about injuries. Guys who break things, they heal. So Ryan Grant's going to come back. He's going to assume the lead role. Ryan Grant, good sleeper.
I like him. He's a 1,000-yard guy on a great offense. People are scared of James Starks, but they shouldn't be. He did okay. James Starks is not amazing. Ryan Grant's going to get that 1,000 yards. I like him.
Good.
I'm really liking Felix Jones. Marion Barber out of the picture. More touches, more goal line carries. Felix Jones is like a poor man's like Ray Rice. But you're getting him way, way, way late. And I'm not saying that his upside is as high as Ray Rice, but you're going to get him in the 6th round, and he could easily put up 3rd-round numbers this year. You get receivers early. Felix Jones is a great guy to target late, as is Beanie Wells with Ryan Williams being injured.
Sounds good.
Busts at running back. Who don't you like?
Darren McFadden. You guys are taking him in the 1st round, and
I'm not taking him.
Yeah, neither am I. You're going to lose. Anybody from Oakland Raiders is disgusting, and Darren McFadden, if he plays 16 games, which he won't, he'll maybe play 12. Good upside, but he's not going to stay on the field, and the Oakland Raiders suck. Darren McFadden, bust.
Dysfunctional organization.
Absolutely.
Them and the Bengals. All right. I don't like 2 guys. Number 1 is this man, Frank Gore. Throw him away. Reason I don't like him, he's a good player. He's another one of those Ray Rice mold run and catch guys, but low touchdowns, gets hurt every year. Your first couple of picks have to be on the field all year. They can't lose the league for you. Gore might be out 2 games, might be out 6 games. You don't know. You can't waste that value there. If he drops a 3rd round miraculously, which he shouldn't, because people usually take him, then grab him. But 2nd round pick, I don't believe in that. Peyton Hillis, I also don't like. Tough defenses in that division. He ran real hard last year, but all the years before that, he never did anything. He's on a bad offense. You can't invest again a 2nd round pick in a guy that I think is probably a 1-year wonder. He won't be bad, but he won't be worthy of a 2nd round pick. Let's move on. Wide receivers. Who you like in there?
Mario Manningham. Steve Smith out of the equation. Manningham's going to get more touches, and I think he can make a play for the number 1 on the team. I know Hakeem Nicks is very good, but Mario Manningham is very good as well. So Mario Manningham, where you're going to be getting him super late, you're going to get him 7, 8, 9 rounds. Take Mario Manningham. He's going to be a solid number 2 receiver on what is coming up to be more of a passing team, but I think Mario Manningham is going to do fairly well. So you're going to get him late and take him.
I like it. Eli throws for 4,000. Good, big, athletic 2nd receiver. He's definitely underappreciated. I like 2 guys. I like Mike Sims Walker going to St. Louis. He's got Josh McDaniels there. He wants to throw the ball a lot, so I really like him. He's not a great receiver, but he's in a good situation, and he's getting drafted a real late 10th round type of guy. I also like, forget about this guy, Wes Welker. All right, Wes Welker.
Don't throw him away.
Is a man. Oh, he's staying right here, close to my heart. You know why? Because he's going to be on my team.
I love Little Wes.
100 catches a year when he's healthy. His 2nd year back from an ACL injury, that's usually when that injury really hits its full stride in recovery. I like him. And again, just like I said with Ryan Grant when you liked him, good offense on the Patriots. Good offense. Welker's the guy who's going to get 1150 and 105 catches, 5th round. Not flashy, but you got to like that guy. Who don't you like at receiver?
I do not like this guy. 15 touchdowns, get off of me. He is not going to do that again. The Kansas City Chiefs, you can add to that list of Cincinnati Bengals and Cleveland Browns. Yeah, they suck too. So Dwayne Bowe is not going to get 15 touchdowns. That was a total fluke. And if you're drafting him as your number 1 receiver, good luck with that.
Yeah, I agree. He got a lot of touchdowns last year. That's fickle. That's not really a consistent thing, which is also the reason for my guy, I'm not drafting where you need to draft him, Greg Jennings. He won't be a bust, but he had 4 touchdowns one year, 12 another year. They spread it out in Green Bay, just like New England, and you can't really draft a receiver high in the 2nd round, number 15, number 16, where you have to draft Greg Jennings. I also hate Mike Williams. Hate Mike Williams.
Which one?
Which Mike Williams? Both Mike Williams. Together they might make up a player I would draft. These guys both had okay years. They were expected to do nothing, so everybody's getting excited. Bad offenses, mediocre players.
Well,
Don't draft
Tampa's
them.
not a bad offense. Seattle's a horrible offense.
Seattle's horrible. I don't like Tampa though, because do you know, even though Josh Freeman looks good, that he's gonna do that again this year? And I also don't like the Garrett Blunt. So together, I just don't feel like that offense is something I want to invest one of my starters in. If you have him as a backup and you really like him, go for it. But if you have to draft him above, 7th, 6th round, absolutely not, no way, in my opinion. All right, quarterbacks. Moving on. Some people think this is a very important position. Some people think you can get it later. Who don't you like, or who do you like better? Let's do sleepers first.
I do like Kevin Cobb. He's going. He's got Larry Fitz to chuck the ball up to, and Larry Fitz can catch anything you throw at him. So
Beast.
Awesome. I'm a little concerned about Ryan Williams being out because I don't know if Beanie Wells can handle the whole workload, but Kevin Cobb's probably going to throw for maybe 4,000 yards, and he's the 12th plus quarterback off the board. So you're going to be able to, if you're a 2 quarterback kind of drafter and you don't get one of the elite 5 and you wait on a quarterback, Cobb may not be an everyday starter, but he's going to play at least 6-7 games for you, and he's going to post some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I like him for like 3,700, but Larry Fitz is so good. Everybody says Andre Johnson automatically best receiver.
Mm-hmm.
It's debatable. They're both awesome guys to have on your team, real or fantasy. I like Eli Manning. Back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons.
Okay.
He says he's one of the elite guys, and everybody jumps on him before everybody jumped on him because he said he didn't have the confidence. He's in New York. He's Peyton's little brother. Everybody wants to hate on Eli. He's thrown for 4,031 last year. How much could you hate him? He did have 25 interceptions. That won't happen again. A lot of them were tip balls. Maybe he throws 15. Interceptions are overvalued as a factor in being scared of quarterbacks in fantasy, I feel like.
Sure.
It's not worth that many points. It's 1-2 points depending on your league. Who don't you like at quarterback?
First guy, everyone's talking about him, Michael Vick. You could go ahead and you can invest a first-round pick in him. That's fine. He did win me my championship, that one right there, last year. So I like him a little bit, but I do not like him as the first or second quarterback off the board. I think that there's 4 quarterbacks that you should take over Michael Vick that are safer. Vick is not going to play every single game, and they're on a pretty good team, so he's going to be sitting there with his little jacket on, nice and snug in the 4th quarter. He's not going to be getting any points for you sitting on the bench. So
if they live up to expectations.
if they live up to expectations, the dream team.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I don't like him either.
I don't. Go ahead if you want to take him as your first or second round pick. I think you can wait and get somebody else who's going to put up comparable numbers, and you're going to be missing out on a good running back or a good receiver if you take Michael Vick.
No, I agree. I feel like you're taking 2 risks: the injury risk and the will he have an amazing year type of risk. It's possible, but I like a bunch of quarterbacks better as well.
Yep.
I'm going to say a bust is Josh Freeman.
Yeah, you don't like him.
I don't like Tampa Bay. He looks good. In 5 years, when he has a great team around him, he might be an amazing quarterback. He's got a lot of heart. It looks like he's a good leader. Everybody seems to follow him. Strong arm. I'm not taking him really unless he's the last guy and I didn't take a quarterback and I just get stuck. He's not my guy. But even then, I would take a guy like Kevin Cobb. I don't like him.
Okay.
Far below Big Ben, far below Eli, even below Matt Ryan. I don't like him. Tight ends, we're not going to do a bust. Let's just go sleeper.
Sure.
Obviously, you got your Gates and your Wittens and Clark and Finley. Finley, I think, will bounce back this year.
Maybe.
Who's your sleeper, though?
Sleeper Owen Daniels. He's coming off the board, 10th, 11th, 12th. Tight end. And who else besides Andre Johnson they have that's reliable there? Schaub throws for 4,000 yards, so he's going to throw for 15 of them to
Guaranteed.
Andre Johnson. How many is Owen Daniels going to get? 7, 8?
You got Jacoby Jones, Kevin Walter.
6, 7. Another guy that's dropping in the draft because he tore his ACL 2 years ago. So again, you can take Owen Daniels, and you can get him late, and he's going to probably end up this team's second leading receiver. So go ahead if you wait on tight end, or if you're just going to roll with 2 of them, if you can roll with him, he's going to be good.
I like him. I like even better, though, Jimmy Graham, the young guy on the Saints. Shockey's out of there. Great offense. They pass the ball around. He's in that Antonio Gates mold of the basketball player, power forward. He finished real strong last 4 games of last year. Had 3 or 4 touchdowns, a whole bunch of yards. He's a great guy to pick up in the 9th round. And I'm not really a high tight end guy this year because of guys like him and Owen Daniels. I'll take my chances. Even a Greg Olsen, who you get in the 13th round. There's some sleepers at tight end.
Okay.
All right, let's do a real quick buy-sell, then we'll do some strategy.
Okay.
My buy-sell guy for you. I'm going to give you Deshaun Jackson, hot topic in fantasy.
Well, if I don't like Michael Vick that much, well, I do like Michael Vick a little bit, but not where he's going. But Sean Jackson, he's a speed guy, and I mean I know they're on a good team. He caught 50-something catches last year, and I mean he's a breakaway guy. He's not going to be returning any kickoffs this year because the NFL is retarded and they kick off.
If you even have special teams in your league.
Yeah, so he's I don't think he's going to live up to the expectations of a number one. He'll be a number 2 receiver, but if you're taking him in that second or third round, you're missing out on somebody else who can perform better than him. So I think that he's going to be a sell for where he's going.
I agree. So the guys are taking him over Vincent Jackson and Reggie Wayne. I don't know what's going on with that. No, I like it.
I got a guy for you.
Who do you like?
Brandon Marshall.
Real easy answer. I'm hating Brandon Marshall as much as you could hate him. Off the field problems, bad quarterback, slow offense. He's a good receiver, but those numbers in Denver were, again, with Josh McDaniels when he was back there, and Kyle Orton just chucking it up. He's a good player, but he's not a good fantasy guy where you need him. He looks better on the field in his highlight reel than he really is going to be this year or was last year. I felt the same way.
Okay.
All right, so a couple minutes left. Let's reel close. Cap it off. Strategy for your draft. Knowing the players and your knowledge of the players means nothing if you can't piece it together. Give me your basic strategy.
It's a lot of depth that I think at tight end and quarterbacks this year, so I think that it's more of the end. There's a lot of scarcity as far as running backs are concerned, so I think you can wait on the quarterbacks and the tight ends and really in those first couple rounds get a solid team. It all depends on what you're drafting. It all depends on your league settings. If you got 6 points per quarterback, you definitely should take one of them early, but for most, and basically we're telling you everything on PPR settings. So
yeah, I'm assuming points per reception.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of depth at tight end, a lot of depth at quarterback. You can most likely wait and fill out the team a little bit on those. So that's the way it goes. Depending on what you're drafting, is going to be indicative of where you're going to be going. But I think it's the year of the wide receiver and running back in the early rounds.
Yeah, I agree pretty much. I really am mostly a best talent available type of guy. I'm not going to take quarterback high or tight end high if I can't avoid it. If I'm really in the late second round and everybody's taking your Matt Forte and your Jacksons and all those guys, and I don't like anybody, maybe I'll grab Drew Brees or somebody like that if they're there. Mostly best talent available. In general, I would say this. If you want one of these mofos right here, stick to what you thought 3 or 4 days before the draft. Don't get caught up in the moment and see a big name that you didn't like and think you have to take them. Like if you're not a D'Angelo Williams guy, don't feel like you have to take D'Angelo Williams. Besides that, you got to be willing to roll with the draft. You have a preset strategy, but if it doesn't work out, you have to be willing to kind of go with what's going to happen. And look at what the other guys are drafting. If you're number 10 and it's coming for the wraparound, you got to look at 11 and 12, see who they're going to take, because you know who you have to take first and who might be there 5 picks later. Any closing words?
I'm good. We'll be here next week. We're going to be checking it out every Wednesday so that you'll have that. And then come the season, you're going to have a weekly, to whereas then we'll go in depth with ads and drops for the season.
All right. America, it's hamburgers, it's apple pie, and it's fantasy football, baby. Football's back. Listen to us. Use this. Put this into that computer, and you will get this at the end. All right? Good luck. See you next week on Wednesday. Bye-bye.